What's up, everybody? How are you doing today? It's Double Daddy here from tokenpathways.com, checking in with you daily. Today, we're going to be talking about how we've got one of the first companies publicly announcing that they're creating an XRP treasury. Now, it's a Chinese company. I'm not sure on the pronunciation. It's either Weebus or Webus. And it's officially declared its intention to establish a $300 million XRP treasury. They filed with the SEC to make this happen. And the firm noted the signing of a delegated digital asset management agreement with Samara Alpha, aimed to establish a strategic framework for potential future digital asset treasury options. I think that's really cool. Last week, they announced that they were going to establish this reserve, and I believe they announced that they were going to partner with... Oh, that was actually a different company. So we've got another company in the article as well, Vivo Power. I believe these guys were the first, or these folks were the first public company yet, the first public company to execute an XRP-focused treasury and DeFi trading strategy. They're partnering with BitGo to facilitate this. So what is happening is it's a fairly large purchase of XRP. And in order to not create volatility in the market, they're going to be using exclusively the OTC trading desk over at BitGo to acquire this. Now, I think that's a smart play. And I think that also hides the fact to the retail investors just exactly when and how they're making this happen. So we take these facts. We've got two companies now publicly announcing that they're going to establish XRP treasuries. And Polymarket data shows that there's a 92% chance that the SEC approves an XRP ETF before December 31st. So these are pretty big catalysts to the price movements of the XRP token. And if we're sitting at 92%, we're in June of 2025. So if we're saying in less than 6 months, there's a 9 out of 10 chance that we're going to get an XRP ETF. And if that happens, we're going to skirt back to that. But if that happens, we're going to hit a $10 to $20 token. Now, currently we have a $2.18 token. And again, we're coming back here. But it says, Polymarket also said that there's only an 18% chance of an ETF approval before July 31st. So a 1 in 5, 1 in 4, 1 in 5. And that's not great math, obviously. So we've got a current price of 218. It's incredibly fickle how the market reacts to news like this, because this is big. This is a $300 million purchase of XRP. This is a $100 million purchase of XRP. This is huge corporate adoption. This is establishment of big business. And what's the word I'm looking for here? Big business and big retail investors with these ETFs. They're all coming. I mean, we're going to look at a stat in a minute when it comes to Bitcoin and their treasuries. But the reason we're making this video today is so that we can look forward and say Bitcoin doesn't need to be the only asset that's in your treasury. So when we run out of Bitcoin, where do we go next? So here's a look. This is actually really compelling as well, this data, because the last time we were here, I believe there was only 202 entities holding Bitcoin for just over 3.3 million Bitcoin. That was maybe a week or two ago. And we see an increase of 10% in holdings and 3.6% in the amount of BTC being removed and held by these companies. Now, these companies and entities, they're not going to just sell this Bitcoin on a whim. They may never sell this Bitcoin. And we're hearing news over and over about how more and more companies and groups are just getting together to create more Bitcoin profits for themselves and just keep it in Bitcoin profits for themselves. So we have to ask the question again. What happens when we run out of Bitcoin? What are the other tokens that have the same sort of fundamentals that Bitcoin has that people are going to be running to? Now, when you look at market capitalization and you see Bitcoin number 1, Ethereum number 2, XRP number 3, this doesn't seem like too tough of a question to answer as to where the money's headed once Bitcoin runs out. So I'm not going to let you extrapolate that on your own. This isn't rocket science. You're on the tip of the spear. So the most obvious solution is probably the solution at this point. And people who overthink it tend to miss the mark. So this is your daily reminder to stay focused. Keep your eyes on the ball and watch where the money's going. Because in that article, we took a look and they said that they were going to finance it with debt. So if they're going to use paper money to finance treasury purchases of a harder asset than that paper money, why aren't we doing the same? Now, I have a story. It's my own personal story, and it's going to come out eventually. But I have made moves based on exactly that logic, and I look forward to sharing them with you. But for now, today's video was brought to you by your friendly neighborhood Double Daddy and the fine folks at tokenpathways.com. We hope you enjoyed today's content, and we hope you go forward and be your very best self. Thanks for watching.